Now testing. Testing. Okay, now we got sound. Yay! All right. Somebody else saying something, please. We're gonna cut off this entire beginning of the when we
Hello?
publish this. We're gonna cut off the beginning. All right, somebody else.
Can you hear me?
All right, I'm seeing audio going through. We should be good. I am so sorry, everybody. What do you call it? Everything is so unpredictable. Right, everything perfect 2 weeks ago. And then, what do you call it? OBS decided just not to use my encoder anymore. Update everything. All right, I think we're ready to go.
Okay. I'm trying to put together like an actual announcement here because I don't think there was one that went out from the Fool's Moon Twitter.
Bird, maybe they'll think we're starting at 7. Because we're on time to start at 7. We're starting at 7 today.
Why can I not find you on Twitter, Spud?
Because I'm a ghost.
Again? Spud, what's your handle?
Should be at Calvin Bot.
There we go. And then
I wonder if I could get our music now.
Follow me on Twitter. I'm not funny at all.
Bless you.
I'm sorry, I tried to mute that.
Follow me on Twitter, like
what is your handle?
Questionable at Elena Foxy. Stop! I want to download this, not play it. And that's FOXIE. Download.
I'd say follow me on Twitter, but just don't use Twitter if
it's avoidable, yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
F all social media.
I just wait for my weekly bread date, the bread update.
Download. Download.
All right. Well, that is out and into the ether.
Yay.
All right, and then I see us over on Twitch.
And we should be audible. For goodness sakes, I really hope so.
All right. Well, I suppose an introduction is in order because I didn't realize we were already live and streaming.
Yeah, I needed to know if we were working or not.
All right, so let me do the rundown. Hi, I'm Dave. I'll be your host tonight. We're running Metahumans Rising. This is Burning the Midnight Oil Part 3. Metahuman Rising Adventures. I know it says one shot. This is turned into a 3-shot, but that's okay. With us tonight, why don't we go around the virtual table? Everyone introduce their characters, and then I'll kind of give a recap of where we are, and we'll jump into the action. Okay. So whoever wants to go first.
I'm Spud. I'm playing Bernadette. She's a teenage telekinetic.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris. I'm playing Paragon, who is is artifact powered with magic.
Michael, I'm playing Hopkules. He is a stuffed bunny brought to life by a metahuman child.
I am Elena, and I'm playing Miranda, also a bunny, but a live bunny. And I'm fast.
All right. So we've been tracking the distribution of a new performance enhancing drug called snake oil through the city. Was started with a swimming tournament, has turned more nefarious as you've uncovered deeper and deeper links into the metahuman underworld. Starting with a drug buy led by a criminal named Rampage, and the unloading of supplies by a living statue so accurately named Gargoyle. After conferring with a pair of MCPD agents, you learn that they're members of a group called the Brood, led by a telepath going by the name Mock. And they have other members of the team that are unaccounted for. Following the events at the docks, and stopping Gargoyle from escaping with these combat drugs, you were able to identify where the Brood have been operating out of. And I do believe we left off with you kind of undercover inside one of the Brood's vans, outside of a 4-story walk-up in one of the worst neighborhoods of the city. And then there were a few questions to be had still, because you can stake out this location, which is what the MCPD agents are planning on doing. But at the same time, there is also another snake oil user unaccounted for. That is one Mr. Anthony Smalls, who was a local college football player that has been showing some rather superhuman gains since their last game. So it is early dawn, and I will hand it over to our assembled heroes. How are people feeling, or what are people thinking about what to do in the situation?
So we're in the van?
I think we were taking the last time we were taking the van to the hideout. We had requisitioned it. The police were okay with it, and
you trashed the last van in the battle with Gargoyle.
Sounds like something we do.
This is another vehicle that you were able to acquire at the scene, and use that to trace them back to this location.
yeah, we were following the GPS, if I recall correctly. So let's follow the GPS.
Yes, you use the GPS. That's correct.
I think at this point the question is, do we let the police stake this place out? Do we attack it?
Or do we shift our attention to the other user, the football player?
Right. I think the problem with that, if I remember correctly, was we had no leads on him.
So you know that he is a football player for the local college team, and you know that he was like I said, he was getting those gains, but that's kind of what you had to go off of. I think without any kind of roles or anything like that, it's kind of logical. Like if you tracked where the team is, he would be with the team. If the team is not together, it would probably be harder to find him.
I have an idea. So this apartment building we're in front of, it's like 4 stories?
It is 4 stories that you can see from the outside, yes.
All right, so what if I go in, just like walk into the apartment and do like sort recon. I'd just be a normal girl dressed like this in this neighborhood, so they know. So I look like I belong here. And what I could do is I could have Hopkins on my back like a backpack, and we could just walk in there, take a scope around, see if anything looks suspicious, and then walk out. Or radio the team.
I mean, as GM, I have no objections to this.
I don't have any objections. Go for it.
Hopkins, how comfortable do you feel with that plan?
I mean,
Boing.
I'm okay in some regards. I'm okay with acting as the backpack. I would be concerned for Bernadette's health. I mean, just bad neighborhood, walking in there.
I mean, I'd have you, so I could just drop you on the ground and you start hitting people.
My
I mean-
concern would be if like they decide to open up by just shooting at you. With me on your back, I can't really protect you in that regard.
Well, let's
I-
cross that bridge when we come to it.
I love the idea of there's a gunfight and Bernadette just like whips around to like put their back towards the attackers, and you like leap off. Like this just amuses me for some reason.
That's very possible. It could happen.
I'm okay with that outcome. I just don't want Bernadette getting shot.
I must assume that Bernadette agrees with that sentiment of not getting shot.
Well,
Amazing for my street cred, but let's try to keep bullets away from me.
agreed.
All right.
Am I
So-
faster than bullets yet? I think so.
I'll see if I can't send some your way, and we'll find out the hard way. For the fall. All right, so Hopkins, why don't you give me a disguise roll to see if you can pass yourself off as a backpack, and then Bernadette, why don't you go for an expression and street smarts roll to fit in what may in fact be a condemned building.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say street smarts or subterfuge, but yeah, I'll do street smarts.
If you have subterfuge, you can use both.
Remind me, which attribute is this guy's linked to? Intelligence?
I'll double check,
I don't
but
remember.
like shooting from the hip, I want to say wisdom, but let me double check real quick.
Saying he's both street smarts and subterfuge.
Yeah, they both apply here. Disguise is intelligence.
That is a 17 with 1/6.
Okay. All right, so with that 17 and the 6, that'll already bump up wherever you were an extra tier, and it looks like split you on a 37 with a 6. Okay.
37 with a 6, that's right.
All right, so it's what I said early morning. Let's call it. So there's probably not a lot of people out there. This is a terrible neighborhood, so we can assume maybe one or two people who are in altered states of some type outside. We have some background.
Yeah, I'm turning on our music. I'm gonna have to turn it down a little.
Very loud.
There we go.
Yeah, let's turn that way down. Sorry about that.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, like I said, there's probably like one or two people that are outside, maybe like not on the stoop, but like off to the side, like in the nook where like the stairs and the wall meet. All right, if you can picture what that might look like. It's maybe 6 stairs up to a set of double doors. There was glass in one of them, and there's intact glass in the other. and then there's a security door beyond that with a set of like call buttons for the different apartments. But the security door has like clearly been rigged to not work.
Is usually these if they have like a security door, so I can just open the door and walk in, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you go through like the main doors that are like facing the outside world, right? And then you have the call boxes, and then there's a security door, but someone's already rigged the security door to not work.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just walk in then. Actually, no. I'll stop. Check the board.
Okay.
Names.
So,
I'm so sorry. Can you just cut the music entirely? It's
All
very-
right. We're gonna experiment with music later.
no problem. So the call boxes are mostly they're mostly empty. Like one or two of them have, or maybe not that few. Like there's a few of them there that have some names on them. Most of it was like one says Brown, one says Fetterman. Nothing that really jumps out at you. And nothing that was associated with the names that Agent Jones had given you, right? Give me a sense and forensics roll, though. And that's just sense if you don't have forensics.
Yeah, it's gonna be just sense for me.
All right, so that's 2 dice. All right, so
11 was a 6.
So it looks like it's 4 stories on the outside, but you're counting five rows for apartments. So there's an implied like basement apartment here.
And just for the viewers' information, I have very terrible sense. It's like a 4 for me. So it's a really lucky roll on my end.
Yeah, it is definitively the 6 that's getting you some information here.
What do you think, Back Bunny? We just venture in, or I mean, the basement would seem like where you would do most of the drug making or holding.
I mean, it's probably our best bet. And if not, starting from the bottom and working upwards works well.
I agree with him. Is there a way to get to the basement apartment from outside, or I have to go through the inside, like a staircase?
No, well, I don't think you took the time to really like go around and like explore the outside of the building. You kind of just walked
I
in
did not.
because you're trying to look like you belong there. So you're not positive if there's an external entrance. Internally, you can see the staircase for the walk up, but you can also see that there is a smaller staircase that goes down kind of behind it.
Do I have? I think I have communicator, right? I have like some kind of way to communicate with the team.
Yeah, it's kind of just assumed that you guys have some form of comms.
Hey, Miranda,
Yeah.
you do a quick lap around the building to see if there are any other entrances to the basement.
Quick lap.
Of course I can. And then I'm off.
Like she opens the door, closes the door. No,
Yeah, that's basically how that works. Yeah, so why don't you give me a sense and perception roll?
All right.
So let's take a quick look at your character sheet. You have a sense of 6 and perception of 7. So you're rolling 13 and 3 dice.
13 plus 3. Yeah, D6. All right. Oh,
Ooh, looks like we had a little error with the dice roller there.
I forget which dice roller is. Oh my gosh. Terrible.
All right. So I'm assuming because you're trying to not be noticed, this is as quickly as possible.
Mhm.
So you are a strong wind to the people that are outside, the two guys I described earlier.
Mhm.
You appear more as like a strong wind than any actual person there. You see some metal plates in the back of the building, but you don't slow down enough to really examine it.
All right. Well, then I'm not examining it, but when I come back around, um, I think I should mention something about the things that I saw.
Yeah.
So that's what I will do. I will let them know that there are plates in the back. I did not explore them at all, but maybe we should go explore them.
I mean, I'd be fine if you guys want to like. Here's another question: is there road access behind the building?
Um, there's alleyway access, so it's not a direct road per se, but like you can drive a car back there, technically, a small car, if it wasn't for like the trash and the stuff that's like piled up.
Well, I was thinking that to make it look at least less suspicious, you guys could pull around to the alley side and go and check it out. But that's, I don't know, I'm not there.
Yeah,
Me and the bunny are going downstairs.
I've got no problem with
And I'll follow
pulling the van around if it's accessible.
It's a good point. I don't know how accessible it is.
Yeah. So Paragon, why don't you give me a fortune and serendipity roll?
Okay. Why did I navigate away from the dice roller?
Got a fortune of 6 here, and it does not look like you have serendipity, so it's just your fortune and 2 dice.
Gotcha. Oh,
Is it exclamation point for the roll?
I thought
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was,
it should be exclamation point
Oh.
R.
I thought it
Exclamation
was,
point R. Okay.
I thought it was I thought it was, my bad. I thought it was backslash.
No,
So
I've seen both
yeah, I thought
in
it was
different
forward
places,
slash
though.
because of role playing in other places.
come on.
But it's all
minimize.
good.
There we go. 13.
So you can bring the van around to the side, but you can't necessarily exit. Like you or not exit, not someone. You can't pull into the alley and get out of the van, right? Like it would be too tight of a fit. But you could pull the van back there, right? Well, I
What
suppose
about backing it
climb out
up
of the
and
back.
using the back as the way to get in and out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could use the back of the van to get in and out, but you couldn't use the doors.
That's fine. So I would back it in to that, to where I was told to go, and stop it as close as I can to that area.
Yeah. So since you're driving the van, like you can see it, and it's the metal plating used for deliveries.
Okay.
So you could very much like drive past it and it would look completely normal. for the purpose that it's designed for, right? Like there's like just enough room to pull things out of the van and then use the freight elevator to take things into the basement, right? Are you seeing kind of what I'm describing there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. Bernadette, can you give me a sense plus stealth roll? I know that's a weird combination, but I think that's in order.
Yeah, I could potentially fail another roll. Sure. I'm gonna spend a willpower to explode my dice because
Okay.
I'm rolling a 4.
A 4 and 2 dice. This will be good. All right, so that's an 18 with a 6, I see.
Thankfully, yes.
All right. So where do you hide when you hear the creak of the steps from the basement?
I hear them coming upstairs.
You hear like you don't hear the basement door open, but you hear like a step creak, like someone's walking upstairs to the ground floor.
I'm gonna turn my back towards the basement door and lean against like someone's door frame, like I'm waiting for them to come out.
Okay.
And if possible, smoke a cigarette.
All right. So you don't see what happens here.
Oh, but Hopkins.
You can feel like you know there's someone behind you for that moment that's just a little too long. And Hopkins, you can see what's happening. Okay. So you see a woman wearing um just slacks and a cut up t-shirt. However, it looks like her neck is several meters long and coiled in on itself. Her body is scaly like a snake's,
Mm.
and she comes up the stairs, pauses, looking at you, like staring at you specifically, not Bernadette. Give me a mental and concentration.
I can type.
I support this. I believe that you can.
And you know what? I'll explode my dice just to have a hope.
The way I saw you glancing at the camera, I had a certain feeling like this was gonna be a bad roll for us.
I mean, probably. So an 18, no 6.
All right. So how old does Bernadette look?
17?
So you hear this voice from behind you that says, I don't remember you in the building. That's a nice backpack you have. And she leans in way too close to the backpack. I don't think I've ever seen one like this.
Well, hisses invade my space. It's a custom backpack. Instead of misses, I said hisses. You only get that? This is the kind of stuff you can see on Twitter.
It's what Twitter deserves.
It's more than Twitter deserves.
So how far away am I from this scene?
So you're in the alleyway on the other side of the building. So she'll say, "What's in the backpack?"
It's this new stuff. It's this new thing that I picked up called My Stuff.
Show me.
Oh, okay. I'll show you. Let me see a warrant. I don't turn to look at her at any point during this whole conversation.
No. I assume that's true, and like she has her head like right next to Hopkules, like whispering by your neck, and you can see that she's watching Hopkules as Hopkules is doing his very best to be a backpack. So you will feel her hand on your shoulder. So
Okay.
arm crossing over Hopkules now.
All right. You don't have to touch me. I'll show you what's in the backpack. Just give
All
me
Hand
5
comes
inches.
off. You kind of sense that she steps back.
I will look down at the floor while taking Hopkules off my shoulder. And I will look like I'm reaching into his chest. And I'm going to push you into her as hard as possible. Get ready to hit her when I throw you at her.
All right.
I'm 100% sure she can hear me stage whispering.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys do that because I think it's hilarious. So Spud, what you want to do is just pick how Bernadette's going to support Hopkules' action here, assuming Hopkules is going to follow through with your suggestion.
Couldn't Bernadette just use me as an improvised weapon?
I'm not sure because like that could work also.
I don't have an improvised weapon.
The how much does Hopkules weigh? Like, is he like stuffy weight, like a couple of pounds, or?
Yeah, he doesn't weigh very much, but he does have wooden shield and sword.
Okay. All right. I'll let you call that an improvised weapon attack for your telekinesis, and
What's the minus for that?
it's a -5. And we'll give you an extra point of damage for the wooden shield.
Can I support the attack roll using my brawn? Since as I'm whacking into her, I can exert force onto her. A bit of force onto her.
So I'll let you pick one or the other. Like we can either use it as a supporting as an improvised weapon, giving +1 damage, or you can provide your brawn and give a +7 to the attack roll.
Do +7 to the attack roll because I'm gonna totally not do any damage to her.
All right. I will do the +7.
Okay.
I'm going to forego all of my damage, do a power push, and move her as far away back as from me as possible.
A little creeped out.
More than a little.
I'm actually kind of curious about her.
40 with a 6.
All right. Well, that will definitively surprise her. And how much damage does that do?
Normally it would do 10, but since I'm negating it to push her farther, it'd be 2 range increments back or into whatever is hardest behind her.
That'd be the staircase.
Fantastic. That sounds like it would hurt her spine if she has one.
Well-
Snakes have spines?
That's basically all they have.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I would say the knee.
He's 50% neck, so you know.
Yeah. So to that point, her head stays where it was. Her body goes back. And
does-
Coyote Kiter cartoon.
So
what's
does
that?
like her body land at the bottom of the stairs?
No. So it kind of hits the staircase that's going up, right? Like slams into it, but it's not enough to like or you're not in a position where like she will like fall down the stairs, right? Okay. So I think that would officially require me to say let's roll initiative, everyone, because it's going down now.
Is this where everybody else is?
No. So you and Paragon are in the van in the back
Mhm,
by the freight elevator,
okay.
while Hopkins and Bernadette are inside by the internal staircase.
I would like to go there.
Okay. Now, for anyone who rolled a 6 on initiative, go ahead and give yourself an extra willpower. And as a reminder, you do reset to your normal starting totals. All right.
So does that mean that I have one above my max that will disappear, or I don't get one because I'm maxed out?
So you start with a value equal to your drives.
Oh, equal to my drives?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should be just interesting. Yeah. So yeah. So that would put you at a 4 to start with.
Okay. And then +1.
So your drive is a 3. Uphold the
Oh, okay.
Cherubim Treaty.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So okay, and all right. So Bernadette, is that 23 yours for initiative?
Yes, that's my 23 for initiative.
Okay, and I think we're still waiting on Miranda's.
Oh, I didn't know that I was still in that I was in the area.
Yeah, no, you're behind the building, but I'm having everyone roll. Right. So like even
Alright.
though you're not like right in everyone's face, it's still happening.
Initiative. 26 plus 3d6. Mhm. Wow.
All right, so go ahead and gain 2 willpower.
Willpower.
So that should put you at 5, I think.
Yeah, that's my max.
Okay. Your max is actually 8. Let me fix that for you.
It is?
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
that would put me at 7.
Well, no, you start with 3. It's equal
Oh.
to. You start with 3. You can't go over 8, so that's why you're at 5.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so as a reminder, we go slowest to highest, allowing people with higher initiatives go, wait, no, let's try and make sure that doesn't happen. Because heroes stop people from shooting the gun, they don't just let it happen, right? So Bernadette, you are the slow one on the totem pole here.
All right, then what I'm gonna do is grab Hopkins with my telekinesis and get out.
Well, I get the feeling this is less about taking me out and more positioning me to shield you as you run out.
It'd be 2 things.
These are not mutually exclusive. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. I could be protecting both of us and making you a bunny shield. You're good for it.
All right, so I'm going to assume unless Hopkins resists, that's just going to happen. Why don't you give me a movement roll instead? So that'd be your dexterity plus your movement running to see how much ground you can cover, unless you have like a movement power.
I have neither of those things, so it's gonna be a dexterity roll.
Okay.
I also can put up barrier, but I just don't think that's something Bernadette would think of doing right then.
Bernadette can think of not being here. I respect and appreciate this.
Like after the fight's over, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I could just put up a barrier."
Oh yeah, no, you have a new move. You have a movement right here. It's called "I'm out of here" or "out of here."
Sweet.
So you're actually going to roll
so.
your.
I thought I had a flight. I just didn't see it on there.
Yeah, so you're going to roll your intelligence plus your thoughtless. All right. So you try and bolt out of there, and I don't think Anaconda appreciates that. So I feel that I must now do violence upon you.
My original idea before going in the building was to fly around and scout it out, but I didn't think I had the ability to fly, and I didn't want to spend the willpower for it.
Okay. So all right. Well, this should be fun.
So is Anaconda attacking Bernadette?
Yes.
All right. And I will most likely be taking an action to use my defend others.
Hopkins, you need to remind this person that Anaconda don't want none.
I was trying not to make that joke.
I
knew it was
I
coming.
certainly
I was
trying to
waiting.
resist that when
I couldn't, obviously.
when Brendan tried to run.
I was so tempted and I held back. I was going to ask Spud, so does Bernadette have buns?
No, well, she has you.
Oh
Anaconda's,
God.
neck will like lash out like a
Give me a
snake
few minutes. She could have me.
I do have a bun.
to wrap around Bernadette's throat. Just
Wow, inappropriate.
So I'll attempt to defend others to block this attack.
okay. All right. It does no damage to you, but you are grappled.
Hop Achilles. No, I'm out.
Yeah, yeah. You burned both of your actions. Hopkins, you have an action left. You are encircled by Anaconda's neck and face to face with her.
Greetings, my dear.
Are you going to do anything other than greet her?
No, because as long as she's grabbing me, she can't attack Bernadette.
So
Actually, I will say one other thing is, lady, you may think you have grabbed me, but truly it is I who have grabbed you.
Is that like the most polite pickup line I've ever heard?
that's the way I took it. That is what it solicited my chuckles.
Hop Achilles, pitch and woo.
Spit and woo. All right. So I'm gonna jump over to the van and see what's happening in there because you guys are hearing this over the comms. Let's go to Paragon.
Based on my Paragon's cursory, information, is there any idea as to what's the fastest way to get to where they are? Like, do I know how deep inside the building they are compared to where I'm at the back? Are they closer to the front? Do I have any idea? Because that'll change how Paragon acts if he has an idea of where they are versus not.
So the fastest way, like the most direct way, would be just a Kool-Aid man the wall in front of you. Because it should line up with the hallway to the building.
Okay.
Right. The next fastest way would be down through the basement, but who knows what's going on in there?
Okay, and the doors that lead to the freight elevator are like, all of that is not the right direction. So literally, it's through a wall or into the basement, down and up. Yeah,
like you would have to like force open the freight elevator doors to go down. Right.
Okay.
And the third option is to run back around the building to get to the front.
Okay.
Well, I suppose you could like jump through someone's window who has like a view of the alleyway, but those are probably barred, so you couldn't like just jump through it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Hopkins, we've hung out a bit. We've been in combat together. How concerned would I normally be if you were stuck one-on-one with some unknown assailant? Like, is this like, obviously Bernadette jetted, but you're pretty tanky, right?
Yes. You primarily know Hopkins is able to take a great deal of damage, repair himself. His problem is he can't dish out damage.
Gotcha. I'm going to drive the van because I haven't gotten out of the driver's seat at this point. I'm just
Okay.
going to drive the van back to the front and attempt to enter that way. So I don't know if it's both my actions to drive the van back to the front,
All right,
or if
give
that's
me
one and then
a,
exiting is the other.
give me a dexterity and vehicle roll.
First, I was like, okay, so you're gonna drive the van to the front and then drive it through the front door. Got it. And then you said exiting. I was like, oh,
No. If I'm gonna break through something, I would have just made the wall catch these hands.
fair enough.
I mean, you certainly could be the one to Kool-Aid man through. I'll give you that.
There's one thing we can say about Paragon. He knows how to cast punch.
Yeah. Forget it. I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna hop out the back
Okay.
and make a doorway.
All right. Go ahead and
I am not a
Uh,
wheelman.
yeah,
There's
give
no
me
way.
give me an attack roll.
So I'll be using magic hands or magical hands.
Yeah. And I'll let you know that the difficulty is hitting the broadside of a building.
Yeah.
So you can easily slide that accuracy down for more damage.
Yeah. So I'm trading down to 21.
Okay.
And adding +6 damage.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, it's 46 as well. I don't know. I mean, is 11 too far down? Like,
I mean,
realistically?
So
It's a stationary wall.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to overestimate my character here, but we're going to do that. I'm going to go down to 11, actually.
okay.
46. Let's see what happens. 22 to hit. No sixes.
All right. So that will definitely hit, and so that's going to be a +9 to your damage.
So that's 17 points of damage.
Don't forget to shout, "Oh yeah!"
And how much damage was that?
17 points of damage.
Well, all right then. Yeah.
Unless
I'm
the
gonna let
wall
you
is
know right
magical, then
now.
it takes extra.
It is not magical.
Okay.
And you certainly made the right call by trading down that last 10 points of accuracy. As you you hit it with like the old 1-2 bat bat,
Mhm.
and leave only like a 2-foot section of wall between you and Anaconda, choking out poor Hopkins. However, that is both of your actions.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Visions of Con Air floating through their heads. All right, Miranda, what's going on?
Well, I want to go run over and like see what's going on with this snake.
Yeah. So Paragon has created a direct path for you.
All right. Well, then I'm running that direct path at
Yes,
many speeds.
It is effectively out of the van, hop over a 2-foot remainder of the
Boing.
wall, and you're inside the building, with Anaconda turning her head to face you, which means just kind of like rolling Hopkins further down her neck, as she repositions. So like her back is to you, but her head is facing you, and Hopkins is in the middle, like encircled as if by a giant snake.
The snake is coiled up around him.
Well, her neck is like a snake's body,
Okay,
right? And it is
so
multiple meters long.
the neck is curled up around him.
Yeah. So her neck is wrapped around him, and she's effectively manipulating his body so that she can turn her head to face you as you come through.
Fear not for
Hmm.
me. I fear no constriction.
Well, I want to try to take the bunny back. I mean, if she's going to have any bunny, it's going to be me.
All right. So normally it'd be like an escape artist roll from Hopkins to get free. You can try and make that roll for him using brawn or escape artist, or you can pitch me something else that would help to dislodge
What
Hopkins.
would I combine? What would I combine escape artist with? Because I got plenty of that.
Dexterity.
Dexterity 12 plus 7.
And
And
then
I think that's plus
believe- just double
3d6.
check here. So I would certainly spend a willpower to add your rapid rabbit to that as well.
Rapid. 12 plus 7 plus 8 plus, is there a 3d? I think there's a 3d6 here.
4 dice because you have a power and a talent.
All right.
But that does cost you 1 willpower.
That's all right. I have plenty of willpower right now. Okay.
Excuse me.
12 plus 7 plus 8 plus 4d6. How is this going to come out for us? Pretty darn well, actually.
All right. I'm gonna let you know the only reason why Hopkins is coming free is you got lucky.
I did? Okay.
If you hadn't gotten that 6 on there, you would not have dislodged Hopkins. So describe to me the luck factor of how you get the stuffy free.
I would say that I would find from underneath, find a way that I could pull Hopkins through the bottom, underneath where she is coiling. Just boop. And it's just happens so fast that she can't coil fast enough to keep hold.
So it's like you just kind of like push in a direction she wasn't expecting, and so you catch her off guard.
Yep.
All right.
Watch the tail, madam.
Then I think I'm going to say something like, no, my bunny.
All right. Well, I think. Yeah. So she will
Very
move
surprised.
her head back and forth. Yeah, she's just like when she lashes out, she's like she moves like a snake from the neck up, right? And so she lashes to strike you.
All right. Well, I better get out of the way of that.
Well, you move. You use one action to get into the hallway, and then one to grab Hopkins.
Luckily, I still have my action since you broke me free. So
That's a 39 to hit you.
I will use my defend others to try and take that.
Okay.
That's a 49 with a 6.
All right. So you will both take. So it's normally 10 damage. Okay. I did not roll a 6. Because you're defending her, you'll take the 10 damage. But you rolled a 6, you get an extra point of armor.
Oh.
So probably not that bad of a hit because you are kind of tanky. But yeah, it is like lightning fast, just like strike from a stake.
And Hopkins will position himself in his shield to deflect the attack away.
And she'll say, you're the Grawlix that took down Rampage. And Bernadette, that brings us back around to you.
Well, now that everyone's inside fighting, I can join in the safety of a group.
I just imagine that like after the wall breaks down and everyone's done, Bernadette's head pops out from down the hall. Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, that's my cue. I can go back in now. Well, so here's a question. We know that the security door is disabled, and we established that there's glass doors on the outside. You're probably on the steps, and you're a telekinetic. Do you have to go back in, or can you work your psychic abilities from this range? Let's call it short range.
I could. I probably could.
Yeah,
But
so
You do have
I don't
range.
have I don't think do I have that good of a vision from where I'm standing? Like I don't want to like mess anyone up in the fray because I'm gonna be throwing things into combat.
it wouldn't cost you an action to walk up 2 or 3 steps. It costs you an action to move a range increment, right?
Okay, then yeah, I'll at least stand on the top, like the top step.
Yeah, so you're at the landing for the steps before entering the building.
And based on the way she's positioned, can I sound weird? Open a door like behind her and smack her in the back with it? Okay.
So I hope I've described this to you correctly. Her front is facing you, okay, right. But her head is facing the back wall where Miranda and Paragon have come in.
Okay. Wait, I thought Miranda and Paragon came in through the front, like they punched open the frame. Like
no,
Paragon
they punched open the back wall.
Yeah, I decided not to drive and just hop out and Kool-Aid man the wall.
Got it. That makes sense. Then yeah, then I'll think, can I break off the rest of this security door and fling it at her?
I don't know, can you?
That's a great question.
But you'll actually get to live one of the strangest Firefly quotes, which is, if you ever decide to stab me in the back, do it to my face, but you're doing it backwards. So go ahead and well, so it's a glass door. I'm just gonna say it's cost you an action to like rip it off. Like that's not a big deal. And normally it'd be like a +2 to damage. I'm gonna give you an extra +1 because it's gonna shatter when it hits, but you're not gonna have it again after that.
Would you mind a quick suggestion?
I was gonna say, yeah, that's fine. I was gonna twist it so that the glass part hits her front. What's your suggestion, Mike?
Instead of using an action to rip the door off, there is a crap ton of debris from the broken wall that you could grab as a collective and fling it at her body. Just raining bricks and shit at her.
Yeah, but then she doesn't get cut up with all the glass, and it's not as fun for me.
This is true.
To that point, you can spend a willpower to add lingering if you want to give her like a bleed effect.
Ooh.
I sure do.
Because that fits this narrative. So go ahead and make your attack roll at a -5.
So I'm actually gonna make it at a -10 to get heavy blow.
That'd be a total of -15.
Right. That mean okay, so I'd have a +10. I don't have a 10 to hit, but I'm also gonna spend a willpower to explode my dice.
Okay. I love the chaos of this how this just evolved from like subtle stealth to all hell breaks loose in like seconds.
It's a 26, no sixes. It's not a great throw.
I think that's basically been our MO since the start.
All right, well that is just enough to do the thing. How much damage does that do?
You gave me an extra +3 to the damage,
I did indeed.
and heavy blow gives me 3, right?
Heavy blow gives you 3, yes.
So it's gonna be 16 with lingering.
Cool. All right. So really quick, you spent 1 willpower on lingering. So that means that she's going to take half the damage after her armor for what's your power?
An 8.
An 8. All right. So I want to say 4 turns, but I'm just double checking that right now. All right, yeah. For 2 turns. Yeah. So she's going to take, you said it was a total of 16 damage, right? So after her armor, that is 11 damage. So for the next 2 turns, she's going to take another 5 damage.
Nice.
Just because like you kind of like she was her sensory organs were like faced away, and you just like shredded the front of her body without her realizing that you were about to do that.
Oh, she's too cute to be shredded up like that.
Hercules, what's going on with you?
I will hold to act as a defensive support.
Okay. All right. So let's jump over to Paragon.
So let me get this right. We have the buns confronting the anaconda
Yes.
in melee range. And a door just entered melee range.
Well, a door just shattered completely across Anaconda's body.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which I believe her body is not within melee range of us.
Oh.
It was knocked back a range away from us,
Gotcha.
back over by the stairs.
So like it's all in close range, right?
Okay.
The inside of this this building is close range.
There wasn't enough room for it to actually fly that far.
Right.
Okay.
Like we're
I'm gonna think
if we were it's only like maybe 3 meters wide, if that, between the stairs and the door. It's probably closer to 2.
Gotcha.
yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my cue from Bernadette, and I'm gonna attack the body.
Okay, so you're gonna try and like slip past Anaconda's head and neck and go for the body?
No, I'm going to, from range, send magical fists.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm going to use the full arcane power with devastating and use both my actions
Okay,
So-
so you're pulling out the book and you are
Mhm.
yeah. So describe what this looks like. 'Cause I think this is the first time you've done this in game.
It might be. I don't remember if I attempted it before, but you'll see um Paragon kind of reach to his hip where there's literally kind of like a book holster more than it's a satchel of any sort, and he pulls out this ancient tome that's in oddly good condition, which from it kind of like fans open, and with a wind kind of spins the pages, and you'll see him kind of concentrate, and if like ethereal wings appear behind him, and they have eyes all over the feathers. Think like peacocks, except actual eyes, not just the coloration of them. And from the pupils fire out fists of lightning in the direction of Anaconda's body.
So just to be clear, like you are in fact casting fist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I-
That
is
was
that r-
established against Rampage.
Is it wrong that I kind of was hoping that him using the book was literally going to be him throwing the book at the person?
It just like magically throw it and it comes back.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
boomerang book. Just I
cast book. No.
I just imagine you throw the book, it turns into a giant fist.
That is a great idea for another character, or a different spell. So we're
All
gonna
right, so
go
give
ahead.
me your attack
and-
roll.
Yeah, I'm going.
Those wings have a very be not afraid, mortal, angel kind of vibe.
Yes,
they
that
do.
is the goal. That is absolutely the goal. And I will do heavy blow, and we're gonna do heavy blow. So it's gonna be, type this in correctly.
So I'll drop it down to a
20 plus
23.
Yeah, 46.
Yes.
And pow, a 32, no sixes.
All right. So I think let's just double check here that that's going to hit.
Okay. And that'll be is Anaconda magical or supernatural in any way, shape, or form?
No. She is
Okay.
genetically engineered
Fair enough.
or re-engineered.
I forget, what does devastating do again?
It's what bumps your damage up.
Okay, gotcha. So this is that's 14 points of damage with heavy blow then.
Perfect. All right, so that's gonna hurt a lot. Let's see what happens to her. We'll do that. And then she's gonna have to check to stay conscious, is what this comes down to. Which she will do. When we get back around to Bernadette's turn, if she is still conscious, she's going to take that automatic damage from the lingering. But for right now, she's still up. Although it looks like, the lightning kind of rips through her, lifting her off the ground with the force of fist and electricity. And she's on one knee, but still refusing to let whatever may happen next happen. And that is when all of you begin hearing voices in your head.
I see.
What's that?
I see.
Yeah. Disturbing voices that are telling you how you have no chance to succeed, and that the only reasonable thing to do now is to give yourselves over to the failures that that are destined to be your lives.
I don't even own a car. Why would I need car insurance?
And that is why you fail. But it's like
Where is
super
this coming
condescending,
from? Do we
and
tell?
it's like your own voice and someone else's voice, and maybe your parents' voices or anybody you ever looked up to, their voices, all kind of at the same time, all saying like just, well, to tip my hat a little bit, mocking things. And that's a -6 to everyone's actions for the next 6 turns.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Are these just general you're going to fail, or are they targeted specifically at things like past issues we might have had?
So the answer is yes, right? It goes from general statements to specific statements, especially with like actions you might have taken with Rampage or actions you might have taken with Gargoyle. Like your recent memories are definitely like bubbling up here with these mocking tones.
But it doesn't go any deeper than just recent memory.
Not yet.
Okay.
Can I use sense plus perception to try to figure out where this is coming from?
It is coming from inside your own head meats.
Yeah, but what is causing? Oh, yeah. Wow.
I will remind you that Agent Jones said that the leader of the Brood is a psychic.
Hmm.
Um, and then for there is a purple field that kind of covers Anaconda's body. Miranda, what are you doing?
That purple field. Hmm. I want to investigate that purple field and try to figure out what that is.
So I'll go ahead and tell you for free that it seems like some kind of like a force field or protective barrier.
So it's no longer an option to crawl up onto her back.
You would have to break the field first.
Is that field healing her in any way?
I'm sorry, speak up.
Is that field healing her in any way?
Not that you can see, but it does seem to offer her some layer of protection.
All right. Okay, I'm currently more I'm more interested in what do you call it, whose cause finding the source of this thing happen in my mind.
All right, so give me a sense of perception roll. Like I said, you're not really able to find the source of the voices, but you might be able to find the source of the force field.
All right. Let's go for that. And I think that's a 3d6.
Unless you have a power adding to it, it would be 3d6, yes.
Sense plus perception. Let me check.
So you have a sense of 6 and perception of 7.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other stuff that I have. See if there's any way to.
Okay.
What's that looking like at? So sense plus perception plus 3d6, which is 6 plus 7 plus 3d6. That is not a good day for my rolls.
Because I
Gotcha.
don't even have to like invoke your pariah. It's just working for me naturally. Yeah. So you take a moment. You're like, okay, things just got weird, but you can't seem to spot the source of where this might be coming from.
All right.
Oh, we just got raided. Hello, everyone.
Ooh, I want to see that.
Greetings.
That was unexpected.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Yeah. So that's one of your actions. You're not really able to find the source of who's generating this field, and you have those voices in your head on top of that. And remember, that's a -6 to your actions because it is distracting you or messing with your thought process.
Yeah, it's gonna make my ears twitch then.
So you have one action left.
I do. Well then, let's see here. I have any way to help the people around me, I think.
So I think. Let me just double check here. So you're the because you have the highest initiative. Everyone else has acted except for Hopkins, who's holding his actions to protect anyone who might need it. So the two of you might be able to work something out to do something together if you want to team up against Anaconda.
Do we want to do that? I am going to ask Hop Achilles. Is there anything here you'd like to do?
Sure. Why don't we see if we can't break through the barrier with a kind of like a combined attack? Like with your movement, you could run by, pick me up, and then slingshot me into the barrier.
That sounds good to me. I think that you want me to chuck you in there?
Oh yeah, I get thrown around all the time. It's
All
pretty
right.
common for me.
That is the fate of most stuffies, it seems. So I think the way that would work is that's probably going to be your move through.
Move through. Okay.
And then Hopkins is going to add a talent to support that. Maybe like your outlast to represent like just how tough you are, despite being a living stuffed rabbit.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so that'll be a +6 to your roll.
All right.
Which so essentially that just offsets the meddling from Mock.
All right. So I'm trying to figure out what my role here for move through is. Move, attack.
So it's 12 plus the 5d6.
Oh, I have to write down there how that's calculated afterwards.
That's the calculations in the parentheses next to the 12.
Oh, you highlighted it. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't see that again.
No problem. I'm just trying to help.
Roll 12 plus 5d6.
Yes. Yeah, you are very much a like low base accuracy, high random chance kind of character.
That's the wrong channel. Come on, show us good things. Wow, that is actually pretty good there.
All right. That's 2 6s on top of your 28. So the 28 will hit. And then you get to add 4 damage, 2 for each 6. So 1, 6, 2, 6, 4 damage. And then what's your base damage?
Base damage for that one, 16.
All right.
And an additional 2 from my supporting attribute.
Oh, that's true. So 20, 22 total.
Damn.
That will shatter that barrier. With
Bunny power.
with the combined power of bunnies. And I believe that leaves Hopkins with an action left.
All right. I will use my tools boon, my hidden weapon,
Uh-huh.
to smack her with my sword.
Your wooden toy sword.
Yes.
Okay. Go for it.
So I'm probably not. My chances of hitting are probably not great, but we shall see. Or I could just roll really well.
Yeah, no, that will definitely do it.
Good rolls always work.
So that's 9 damage, I believe.
All right. This is not Anaconda's day. Even when she gets bailed out, she's not doing well.
As I bonk the snake lady. Not that kind of bonk.
All right. So I need to roll 24 now. 34 to avoid an injury.
No one's using any mind powers here.
All right. So she is
Well, except Bernadette.
dazed. So starting next turn, she will only have the one action. That brings us up to the top of the turn, which means that the bleeding effect kicks in. She takes an additional 5 damage.
I don't think I got a turn last turn.
Did I skip you last turn?
I think so.
I thought last turn we threw the door.
I threw the door, but that was 2 turns ago because she took bleeding twice, didn't she?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip you. All right, so let's go ahead and give you your actions. I do apologize for that.
That's all good.
Sorry, I thought that last turn was when you threw the door.
Yeah, last turn was when you threw the door.
And this will be
Yeah.
the first 5 of bleeding.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we didn't skip you. All right, so yeah, the 5 damage kicks in, which means that I need to check again to see if she can keep standing.
Just go down, lady. Come on.
So she manages to avoid taking another injury. She's still up. She ain't happy.
She's not Elton John. She just needs to stop standing.
But that does mean, Bernadette, it is your action.
It'd be a real shame if someone created fists out of telekinetic force and punched you with it. I'm going to generate a foot out of telekinetic force and kick her with it.
Are you like shouting that down the aisle at her?
Yeah. I'm going to kick you. I cast kick. No, I don't do that.
I'm glad that Paragon has rubbed off on Bernadette.
That's right. Well, let's not phrase it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not like that.
How did this session become so thirsty?
Me, I'm sure.
You know what? I think so. I think so.
I am gonna,
Clearly, the anaconda wanted some.
And don't forget your -6, by the way.
oh, that's true. I'm actually gonna take Mike / Hopkins' suggestion at first and take some of the debris that Paragon and Miranda made and fling it at her.
Sculpt it
We-
into a boot and then
Yeah,
throw
sculpt it
at her.
sculpt it into something. And since Paragon's there, let's do a fist. That's like to keep the theme alive.
So proud.
Do I get any bonus damage for the concrete?
Yeah, let's say it takes you an action to pick stuff up, but I'll go ahead and give you a flat 2 damage.
Sweet. I have a -6 to my attack, plus -5 from improvised weapon, so it's a -11 total.
All right. Look at this. Look at this.
That's gonna be
It looks like
16
a good
damage.
day.
Okay, so as you try to do this, right? Like you create these rock, or you create this like shape out of the rubble and you fling it at Anaconda. At the same time, this entity of like psychic force appears. And it's just like trying to like catch the stones and throw them back at you. And both you and Anaconda get hit at the same time. So how much damage you do Anaconda?
Well, now I don't want 16.
All right, so 16. I'm just gonna call her knocked out at this point. And then you will take 8 damage.
I take
Minus
6
armor,
after
right?
armor. Yeah, I take 6 after armor.
Some of your bricks sadly get diverted, making your fist look a little lopsided.
Becomes like 2 really mean knuckles. But those are the ones that count anyway, so it's fine because she's knocked out.
It's the principle. The nice, cool sculpted fist got ruined. Just not right, man.
All right. Hopkins.
Is there like anywhere around here where we can see anyone like sticking their head out or something? Or
All right, give me a sense of perception roll. And remember you're at -6.
so, in other words, no. I got a 6 at least. That'll help.
All right. So you notice the trail, like a faint trail of purple psychic energy heading to the downstairs staircase and kind of tucked away, like in a position where he's like not exactly raising his head above the stairs, but he can see over is this like extremely slender man in a suit and a fedora looking over and using like his psychic abilities.
Really? He's wearing a fedora.
Yeah, he is. He is. If anyone wants to take a look at him, he's in the core book on page 140, along with Anaconda and the other members of the Brood.
I took a look.
Does he
is
look like the
wearing a
type of-
fedora.
Does he look like that person who milady a woman?
No, but he looks like the
He
type
does
of
not.
person that needs punched in the face.
No, okay.
Yeah, he has a great face for punching, but he's not much of a milady person.
No. If anything, he looks more like John Wall. John Waters in his cameo in the Hairspray remake. Definitely not a Miladier. Okay, so that brings
I was
us.
gonna say Nick Valentine with flesh, but yeah.
So you have one more action, Hopulus.
Is he a range increment away, or can I get to him without spending an action?
Yeah, so this hallway is all considered close range. You can get to it.
Okay. I will bunny hop over to him.
Okay.
And you know what? I am going to just. I'm going. I think my best bet is to just grab him and pick him up.
All right. So go ahead and make a grapple roll.
What's the penalty for making a grab?
It's a -10, so you're at a total of -16.
Ouch.
All right. Leaves me with a base roll of 2. So I'm going to spend a willpower, add my brawn. D6, right? Right.
All right. Well, that will definitively let you lift him.
Wow. Awesome.
Like, you may weigh 10 pounds, but he doesn't weigh much more than you do.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to like pick him up and then kind of hold him upside down so his head's looking away from the rest of the party back into the basement.
All right.
And I'll just hold him there. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to cease your activities.
Refusal could mean pile driver.
All right, so that'll bring us over to Paragon. Well, I should give some kind of witty retort, he says something to the effect of, "Listen, you reject from the doctor's office. I don't have time to play games with some stuffed animal."
Have you know, I was very expensive and I came from a Walgreens.
And you can maybe you can play games with me instead.
All right, so
I
Paragon.
don't like it when people go after plushies.
All right, so Paragon, what's the plan here?
So, Hopkins, can you describe how you're restraining the suit?
Basically, I am holding him like this. Just, I got like a leg and like the front of his shirt, and I'm holding him diagonal just over my head.
Okay. So I still have a clear shot?
Probably have a better shot now than you would have had before because he's now up in the air.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
Okay, then I'm going to cast Fist, because this seems to be the dangerous one with the psychic abilities. That is my guess, because the only other one is I don't know, possibly like I don't remember if we learned that they escaped or if they were still in custody.
Yeah, that was the punch out ending as you learned that detritus was no longer in lockdown.
Gotcha. So I will go ahead and I'll do our full arcane power again. I'll do both actions.
Okay.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
And
now, just to verify, since he's currently grappled, he'll be using his surprise defense, correct?
He uses his surprise defense. He's not going to take extra damage from it, but it's a surprise defense to hit him. So it's actually really easy to hit him right now.
Yeah, he has less defense than normally would.
Gotcha. So I will go ahead and do double up on heavy blow as well.
Okay.
And 28. No sixes.
That will hit.
And that will be 17.
Okay.
And the same thing, the angel wings flare, the eyes light up, except this time instead of lightning, it is, let's go with I like ice.
Okay. So an icy fist.
Mhm.
All right. It shatters across his sides.
Cool it with the mind games, bro.
If only you had a mind worth playing games with.
I'm not arguing. Knock it off.
And he will let out a psychic explosion. Let's see here. Just double check grappling really quick. All right, so they are at a -10 to any rolls that they make. Cool, cool, cool. But he is definitely in the desperate times call for desperate measures category.
Is this going to be like an area attack?
Yes.
Can I
He's
use my defend others to like smother the attack and take all of it instead of letting anyone else get hit?
I'm going to double damage to you.
I'm
Can
okay with
I?
that.
Surprise defense.
Okay.
Can I distract him?
I'm back.
Can I cause his attack to be interrupted by distracting him in the middle of it?
You can try. You'll need to beat his roll.
All
Yeah,
right.
It's probably not going to work too well because you're generally better at hitting people than really interrupting them with how your attacks are built.
Let me check something. Because I do have a role called distraction. Expression 4 plus distraction 7 3d6. Or mental defense plus 10.
Yeah, that applies a meddling effect, which would reduce his overall attack roll.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to try and distract him, it would be your intelligence plus distraction against his roll. And then if you're going to try and defend others, Hopkins, you're going to just roll your defend others against my attack roll.
Okay, so it's 5 plus 5 plus 3d6.
Don't forget your -6 from being meddled.
4 plus 3d6.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I should try. Sitting.
All right. And
Sense. Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, I was just going to ask you for your roll for the defend others.
Well, I want to ask, since this is like him basically doing some kind of big explosion type thing,
Mhm.
and there's the likelihood that there are other people in this building, can I get my protect the weak drive?
Yes. Go ahead, take a willpower and add your drive to the roll.
With the -6 plus 2. And because it's the polite thing not to allow others to get hurt, I will add my etiquette to this roll with a willpower.
Okay.
Plus, the very rare occurrence where, because it's a drive, I have a 6th die.
Cool.
All right. Well, you're gonna get 2 extra armor, but you are taking double damage from this. So that is going to be 16 damage against your psychic defense. And then describe what it feels like to have whatever it is, the animating force, the essence that has made you this sentient stuffy rip out of you. What is that sensation like?
So I imagine he's basically like the essence that is him is kind of like divorced from his actual form. And the body holding him for a moment just kind of starts to shrink a little and revert back to a normal bunny before he overcomes it and his essence forces itself back into the form that he has always known as himself.
Yeah. So everyone that can see this happening sees that moment where like your essence is actually like pulled out, and it is like a tangible, maybe not tangible is not the right name, but visible,
A spectral form.
for
Yeah.
just a moment as your body reverts to a inanimate state, as you're just battered with psychic force before it like returns to its form, right? And you reanimate, even though I don't think you breathe, you probably gasp at that.
Yeah, he'll shudder and go, I will not stop until I save her. You cannot divorce me from this form.
Okay. And I think the fact that you just tanked that and it didn't hit anyone else, as much trash as Mock likes to talk, he does understand the better part of valor. and will concede with like, it's not possible, and then just is defeated, just like giving up completely.
That's good, because that hurt like hell.
Well, yeah, like it was meant to hurt everybody, right? There's like psychic damage, like super mean, but you tanked it.
With only 3 armor. Those 6s probably are the only thing keeping me awake.
Yeah. All right. So just to set the scene here, you're in the hallway of this 4-story walk up. The doors are essentially blown in. There's debris just scattered all through the hallway. Anaconda's body is limp on the ground. And then Mock has just kind of given himself over to Hopkules after he successfully just absorbed his most vigorous attack. What are people doing here? We can move out of combat time, so you just kind of describe what your characters are doing at this point.
Would someone do me the honor of taking this young man off my hands to the police?
Yeah, Paragon will come over and pick him up and like cuff him and drag him to the van.
So you know that there is a stakeout, and like
oh right,
if you tell them the MCPD will move in to apprehend both of them.
Then yeah, we'll call for we'll call for them. I forgot that we were at the stakeout, so yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you for that reminder.
No problem.
Hopkins is gonna sit down against the wall and just focus on recovery.
All right. What about Miranda and Bernadette?
I think I'm gonna go over to Anaconda and unusual enough. I'm gonna see if she's like not dead, like
Yeah,
okay or
she is like cut and bleeding. Um, like you can see her wounds have mostly closed, but she is alive.
all right. Then hmm. Can I wake her up so she could slither on out of here?
You want to make sure she gets away before the MCPD show up?
No, I want to be. I don't know. I'm thinking. I guess I did what I'm gonna do. I will wait for. I'm gonna sit by her and just wait for the cops to show up. She's
Okay.
huge. I'm not sure how she's moving out of here or how anybody's moving her out of here.
Well, they're gonna slap an inhibitor collar on her. However,
Yeah.
they're gonna figure out how to do that.
Just wrap her neck around her body a few times, carry her out.
Turn her neck into her own ropes.
Lasso, yeah.
What's Bernadette doing in the aftermath here?
Bernadette's gonna do the charitable thing and clean up the hallway of some of the debris.
Or just kind of like psychically push it off to the side.
Yeah, push it out into the alley.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. So it only takes a few minutes before the MCPD arrive. Like I said, they were staking the place out. They slap collars on both Mock and Anaconda. They call for an ambulance because Anaconda is going to need medical attention before she needs yell time, right? Like she was really hurt. And then
I'm guessing this hospital has like facilities for metahumans. This is curiosity of mine. Do they know how to? Is she going to a veterinarian?
So what's actually probably going to happen for her is instead of going to a traditional hospital, she's probably going to be transferred to a specialty like private facility, either IMR or DBC. That's the Institute for Metahumans Research or Dynamic Biotech Corporation, both of which specialize in metahuman treatments.
All right.
IMR is the company that developed the inhibitor collars. And they also partnered with the government to build the like metahuman detention facility known as Black Mountain, right? But both of those companies, just depending on who's in the area, would be equally capable of treating her because her biology is rather inhuman, right?
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
there's not a lot to there's not a lot more when it's like, oh well, she's cut, we need to suture these cuts, right? But when it comes to like, well, what do we need to do for like long-term recovery, that's when these specialists become more important, right?
Yeah, I just figured she's covered in scales here. You can't just put a band-aid on that. I'm more curious than anything to hear how that was going to be handled in the setting.
Yeah. So like I said, there's two companies that specialize in this kind of thing. IMR focuses a lot on like mitigating metahuman abilities, where DBC focuses on helping metahumans that might have debilitating abilities, right? Like one example is they try to build a suit to protect a woman who's had like a natural healing factor, but also had caustic blood, right? Anyway, so that's kind of like what's going to be happening with Anaconda is that they're going to get her to a specialist for treatment. But speaking of curiosity, with the MCPD on site, they're going to go into the basement in case you want to see what's happening down there.
Yeah, I'll follow them down.
I'll go with them.
Yeah. So
I'll show you. I'll just sit with the bunny.
like they're gonna open the door so you can kind of see into what's happening, but you won't get like a lot of deep detail there, right? But yeah, so the basement has kind of been turned into a lab. And it seems like detritus is kept in a metal like cylinder, but has the ability to like extend a pseudopod. Okay. Like you can't even really see what detritus looks like except for this tentacle arm that's kind of flapping outside of the tube, like just kind of probing for something. And Jones, seeing this, immediately like grabs Hopkins and moves him away before the tentacle can touch him.
Oh, we found the big scary thing.
All right, I would like to take a crack at studying him and studying it and getting more information. I do have science here.
So that would be like more of a long-term goal, not something you can really do in this environment, especially
Okay.
with how isolated he is, or it is. Like I'm not sure how you want to define it because it's really like 20 people kind of fused together.
And I would
Oh,
really suggest not opening to poke around.
Chimera.
Yeah.
I am so curious now.
But with Mock out of the picture and inhibited, there is nothing to control detritus. But yeah, it looks like there's a lab, and it probably takes like an hour or two. But if you're looking at the lab notes and stuff like that, it looks like Mock had worked out a concoction using that adrenal stimulator that you found on the docks. Anaconda, the venom that she produces, along with blood from detritus, to build a mutagen.
Gross.
And as you guys are kind of piecing this together, this is when you get the call or this is when the MCPD get a call finding out that during a training game, one of the football players mutated, injuring other team members and escaped.
Oh, that would be Smalls.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, I still think, even though we couldn't be there to stop him, this was the far more important thing for us to have handled.
Yeah, actually, I want to take all of these notes with me. I'm going to study these notes.
Well, that would actually be evidence.
Might be evidence.
Yeah. Can I take a copy of it?
Well, I was going to say, with how fast you are, you could probably, with like a camera phone, just take pictures of each one.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take copies of this because I do have a
And-
little bit of scientist in me, and I'm very curious in seeing what I could do with this information.
And I would, I'll speak to the cops and explain what we're doing, why she's taking it, how it would be helpful for us to have it, that we won't share it with, general public, because, we've been working with the cops directly and we want us to keep everything on the level.
Yeah. Just to clarify, the MCPD is actually the Metahuman Crime Prevention Division of the FBI. Like they work with the police, but they're not the police.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a weird distinction, but I thought I'd call that out.
Right. Do you need me to make any like etiquette rules for them not to put up a fuss with her taking pictures?
Yeah, let's do that. Give me an expression plus etiquette roll.
And I will blow up the dice just to make sure everything's nice and
think-
friendly.
What is my own roles in that matter? That's a good question here.
That's a 34.
Yeah. So Jones definitely seems to understand the need for metahuman vigilantes, right? Like he uses the term superheroes, whereas Hopkins says vigilantes, and sanctioned vigilantes if you're registered with the BMA, right?
Are we registered with the BFA?
That's a personal choice, and we'll have to get on to the next session because we're almost at time.
Okay.
But like he'll use the term superheroes for you guys, right? And like he gets it that they can do the best job that they can, and there's just some things that they can't account for.
Right.
Right.
And at every turn, we've tried to play on the level with them, be honest, work with local cops, call them in when needed. So,
Yeah. But they understand that you know, as long as you guys remain, you know, on the level, we can have a working relationship. Right.
I know
But
who I'm buying as a contact.
yeah, so I'm going to bring that up. Is there anything else anyone wants to do in kind of as we wrap up the burning the midnight oil story arc here?
Mm, not with related to this. I believe afterwards I'm going to have to go back through all my exploits and find out what I've got to for the next arc.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm happy to be taking down this information because I want to figure out what they're doing with it, and maybe I might have some of my own purposes with this information, but I'm still figuring that out.
Okay, so we'll do like rewards and stuff off stream.
Okay.
But know that you can take the Brood as an enemy for a drive. I'm sorry, not Hopkins. Jones as a contact, or any other drive or contact based on this story arc. Like let's say you really connected with the coach from session 1 and you want to have him as a contact, you can absolutely do that, right? But any questions, comments, concerns before we break for the evening?
None from me.
I got nothing.
It's another great session.
I hope everyone had a good session. Why don't we do some outros? We'll start with whoever wants to go first, and we'll go around the virtual table one more time. Feel free to tell everyone where we can find you.
Well, I'm Elena Foxy on Twitter, and I work with Fool's Moon. I can be found on the server there. And Miranda is definitely not going to do anything bad with this information she's picking up.
And where can we find you?
If you want to message me on Twitter or on Discord, my Discord handles Elena. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna just have to type that out, and I'll type it out in the Twitch chat because there's never.
Sure. All right. Who wants to go next?
I guess I can. I'm Michael. Social media is terrible in just about every regard. So follow me on Twitter at LLASNAD if you don't want to see me ever actually tweet, because I hate social media.
Do you want to mention that other thing that you're doing on I think you said Fridays now?
Oh, yeah, we're not actually streaming that now.
Okay.
Turns out trying to stream that was too difficult.
Okay.
And I'm what do you call it? Actually, I'm also fixing glitch on Twitch, but that's pretty obvious with the fact that I've been talking in the channel there. So you could find me here as fixing glitch. So.
All right. Spud, KG.
Hey everybody. KG here. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me with this motley crew on one Tuesday out of each month. And on Saturdays right now, you can find me over at Praxagoria Thesmophoria channel in a D&D 5th edition high-level campaign where we are dealing with all kinds of political intrigue and 21 missing divine casters, 7 dead paladins, and the possibility of dark arts and summoning of infernal beings. So
Sounds like a fun time.
Is
yeah,
there also a partridge in a pear tree, but evil?
we haven't found it yet, but it is possible. There are
Spoiler
also
alert.
14
Could you
contracts
say
with
that name
infernals.
one more time?
So, oh, I will put it in chat because I cannot spell or like
You
I cannot
know-
pronounce it to save my life.
You know
So-
what do you call it? Openings come up in that campaign. I have maybe a little bit of curiosity about that. I like high level campaigns.
But like, I don't think I could say that one time, much less 3 times fast. That's a really interesting name, and it also sounds like a very cool campaign. All right, so Spud, what you got going on?
I'm Spud. I play Bernadette, and you can find me on Twitter at Calvin Ba. I post infrequently, and it's sometimes funny. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm Dave Silva. I'm the author of Metahumans Rising. You can check out our website at housedok.com. We're on Twitter as housedocpro. Those are probably the 2 best places. We're on Facebook at /metahumans. Yeah, in addition to Metahumans Rising, check out our webcomic. It's on the House Doc site, House DOK. And yeah, again, thanks everyone. And we should be back on the 18th. I think that's our next session, but I'll verify that with the Fool's Moon team and let everyone know for sure when we'll be back. Thanks everybody, and you guys have a great rest of the. Well, if you're watching live, you can be anywhere in the world. So have a great rest of the temporally appropriate time statement.
Time is a
See y'all
construct.
later.
Adios.
See you later.
And we just get ourselves ordered. Come on. We're almost off.